Hey guys, welcome back! After the overwhelming reception of my top 10 Amiga exclusives video, I decided to bring a few more just to remind us all of the amazing capabilities of such an incredible machine. So, without further ado, let's take a look. I guess that every single one of us played at least one game from the Worms franchise, but did you know that the Amiga had an exclusive of its own? That's right! Worms the Director's Cut was released in 1997 when the platform had already been overtaken by PCs and consoles, but even so, would offer to fans one more reason to brag. It's considered as the definitive version of Worms and the perfect farewell to the Amiga by Team 17. Director's Cut is basically an enhanced version of Worms released 2 years prior, with improved graphics, gameplay and a ton more weapons to play around. It's extremely hilarious, played against friends, and the gorgeous and colorful graphics, featuring also 9 levels of parallax scrolling, are what we would expect from an AGA machine like the Amiga 1200.
What's this?
The lack of music, on the other hand, is what is really missing from this amazing package. Alistair Brimble, where were you? Besides all that, it also offers a level editor so that we could design our own levels.
Perfect.
The Amiga had a couple of good FPSs, and one of those was, and still is, Breathless, again exclusive to AGA machines. It was developed by an Italian studio known as Fields of Vision that, if I'm not mistaken, was their own and only game ever to be published. Can't comprehend why, cause Breathless is so amazing! Probably the fact of being an Amiga exclusive was what really killed it, along with the team behind its development. Also, being released in 1995 among so many other incredible first-person shooters was a complete adventure and a shot in the dark for an unknown studio. But even having such an overwhelming reception from the press wasn't enough to convince Amiga users and gamers in general. By then, the Amiga was seen by many as a dying system without a sustainable future, so there wasn't any compelling reason to continue to invest on the platform, sadly. But let me tell you this, Breathless is one of the greatest achievements from that era, that's a fact. Kid Chaos was an attempt from developer Magnetic Fields to give Amiga fans a Sonic-like experience on their favorite machine. It's fun, it's fast, it's fluid, it's a must-play to everyone that enjoys fast platforming action, just like me. It's true that back in 1994 it didn't bring anything new to this oversaturated genre, but it's a really solid platformer, technically impressive and interesting in its stylistic approach. It's challenging and addictive at the same time, and its plot is as simple as this. A kid by the name Chaos was transported from the Stone Age into an unknown world by evil scientists from the future. It couldn't be simpler than this. We have to run around through each of the 20 levels available, or sections, destroying targets with our club, finding in the process hidden passages which will offer us bonuses like apples and power-ups. It feels like an easy game at the beginning, but as we progress in the game, the damage factor will be higher and higher. It was also available on the CD32, and during development it was known as Kid Vicious, a title dropped at the last minute due to a threat by lawyers from the famous punk rock band the Sex Pistols that saw it as a pun on the name of the musician Sid Vicious. Team 17 were the masters of exclusive games for the Amiga. Their goal was to get the most out of that amazing platform, even forcing users to have a full megabyte in their machines to be able to run their games. All-terrain racing even led to a change of letters between the developer and Future Publishing because of the review published on issue 48 of Amiga Power. The reviewer, Jonathan Nash, gave it only 38%, and that made Team 17 to join the list of companies who no longer sent review copies of their upcoming titles to that particular magazine. So, in what consists all-terrain racing? It's a top-down racer like many others from that era, with a futuristic styling thrown in, mainly in what car design is concerned. What differs ATR from the rest is the addition of shortcuts that would offer an element of strategy, cause in this game we're invited to drift around corners and slam into the other opponents. I had so much fun with ATR back in the day, and even nowadays it's a blast to play. Remember Soccer Kid? Arabian Nights came right after, and from the same developer, Chrysalis Software, who also published it. It's another fast and fluid platformer, really fun to play and with a pretty cool soundtrack to keep you motivated to overcome those more difficult areas. In this one we play as Sinbad Jr., who is a gardener at the royal palace and loves to sneak a peek at the princess from time to time, you naughty boy! But one day he sees a demonic creature kidnapping the princess, so when he was about to save her, he ended up caught by the palace guards and thrown in the dungeon. We must help Sinbad Jr. to fight his way out of the dungeon and through various other different and well-crafted environments, which include flying on a magic carpet and even racing in a minecart Indiana Jones style. It was released in 1993, initially on 2 floppy disks and later on CD for the Amiga CD32. The animation is as smooth as the best platformers seen on consoles by that time, and the controls are sharp and accurate, also making good use of the second fire button. Highly addictive and a must-play to everyone. So guys, here you have it, 5 more amazing exclusive games for the Amiga platform. Tell me down in the comments section below which ones you've played back in the day, and also if you want to discover more. Click that bell icon so that you're notified when all my next videos become available. But I'll only be bringing more exclusive Amiga games if you ask me to. I have so many other Amiga related episodes and special videos already available for your viewing pleasure, so if you're new to the channel, feel free to browse and you'll certainly be transported back in time to the golden era of video gaming. And if you've enjoyed this particular episode, please like, share and subscribe to It's a Pixel Thing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.